Well, Mr. Aalbers, I appreciate taking the time out of your day this afternoon to answer some questions. And I guess we'll just get it right into it. First question for you. Why should people elect you as mayor of Lloydminster?
I'm prepared to make some hard decisions at City Hall. I think that people feel that we haven't had the direction that we need. I believe that some questions haven't been asked and other questions have been asked and haven't been answered. As the mayor and the leader of our city, I think it's important that someone takes charge. And I know I need to work with 6 councillors that will be elected on election day if I am elected mayor. And it's so important that we have some sort of direction and leadership, and that falls to the mayor. Ultimately, the mayor is responsible. So I think I can bring that to the table through a vast array of work experiences, life experiences that I can add to the city of Lloydminster.
Well, there are some rough patches between city decisions and administration and the community. How do you plan on repairing the relationship between City Hall and the community?
I think that administration will sit down with the council and discuss the direction that City Council is going to be going and ensure that City administration is working with that council's direction, because every council is going to bring slightly different direction, priorities, and what they've just come out of. We've just been campaigning now for a month and a half. I think we have a pretty good idea of what's on people's minds. From the community, I think that a huge trust factor has to be completed, and that's partly by communicating through communication. I think what needs to happen is people need to hear and know what's going on at City Hall, what's going on at Council. I think that they want to have some lead time to decisions so they have input, because as demonstrated in some of the issues at City Hall right now, people have no knowledge or very limited knowledge or mixed knowledge, as I find when I go door to door, about what is happening.
So there are 2 major projects this new mayor and city council will have to make decisions on: the wastewater treatment plant and the community hub. What are your thoughts on those projects and a possible plan for both those endeavors?
We have a looming deadline of July 1st, I understand, 2017, for that wastewater plant to be up and running. And I think we can all realize there's snow on the ground as we're sitting here. We're not building a new wastewater plant in 9 months or less, actually about 8 months. So I'm going to be asking for an extension. I'm sure City Council will support me on that, to take that to the provincial government of Saskatchewan. At the same time, we need to go back to get all the facts. Where are we currently at with the administration on funding? Where are we at with all the applications and things that are going on, grant applications, engineering, so that there's a total package that City Council can get their heads wrapped around. And I wanted to go back to the communication. Then we're going to ensure that people understand what City Council has and what we're working with, because we still need to figure out who's going to pay for that sewer treatment plant or a wastewater treatment plant. That's not going to happen overnight, and it's not going to all come from the government. I wish I could be that confident, but I think I can truly say that there's going to be a cost to the residents of Lloydminster. How do we pay for that? And that there's been great discussion, but we need to get that discussion going. On the second item, the hub. I believe people would like to revisit that discussion. I think that I would like to hear the councillors that get elected, if I am elected, what they have to bring to the table, but I think people want that reopened, if you can say that. There are some conditions I understand that have not been met to what I've been informed of, but I don't have all the information. I'm hoping the new council will actually have that information and be able to make a decision based on the input from residents. And I think it's pretty clear where residents have spoken.
So what changes would you like to make if you're elected to this next term?
I think we've got to rebuild the trust, and some of that trust is going to be rebuilt by making sure that there's clear and concise communication with people. That transparency word comes into it, telling people what we know, sharing that information, answering their questions up front. We have so many communication tools available to us. We have the print media, the radio, the TV, the social media, and that's being employed throughout the election. I can see that. So I think it's important that we communicate every avenue we have to people.
Mr. Aalbers, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon and answering some of my questions, and best of luck on October 26th.
Thank you very much, Adam.